People think Cappadocia's underground cities were built to escape enemies. That's only half the truth. Because underground, the real enemy isn't outside. The real enemy is panic. One scream can kill an entire community. One emotional breakdown can destroy discipline. That's why they lived by one rule. If you show emotion, you become a liability. And liabilities don't survive. Imagine living in a city carved into stone. No sunlight. No open air. No real sense of time. Hundreds of people breathing the same air. Trapped inside narrow tunnels. Derinkuyu wasn't just a hiding place. It was a system. Water was limited. Food was controlled. Space was tight. And the worst part? You weren't just afraid of invaders. You were afraid of the people next to you. Because hunger changes humans. Darkness changes humans. Silence changes humans. One day you stand in line for water. The man in front of you fills 2 jars instead of 1. You feel anger rising. But you can't speak. Because the moment you raise your voice, every eye turns toward you. And underground, being noticed is dangerous. That's how survival worked down there. Not by strength. By control. Stoicism teaches one brutal truth. You can't control the world. You can only control your reaction. Underground, they couldn't control. The war outside. The cold stone walls. The lack of air. Disease. Hunger. But they could control one thing. Their face. A child cried, and mothers didn't comfort them with soft words. Not because they were heartless. Because noise was a threat. One child crying becomes 10 people panicking. 10 people panicking becomes chaos. Chaos becomes death. Stoicism wasn't philosophy down there. Stoicism was a survival tool. Fear wasn't removed. Fear was disciplined. Because fear without discipline turns into madness. Now comes the darker truth. Underground cities create something inevitable. A hierarchy. Someone controls the water. Someone controls the food. Someone controls the entrances. But the most powerful weapon wasn't physical. It was information. Who knows what's happening outside? Who knows if enemies are near? Who knows if the tunnels are safe? The one who controls information becomes the leader. And leaders underground learned the oldest manipulation tactic in human history. Fear management. Sometimes the leader would say, "They're close. Nobody leaves today." Maybe it was true. Maybe it wasn't. But nobody could verify it. That's the power of confinement. You don't need chains. You need uncertainty. Because uncertainty eats the mind alive. And when people are mentally starving, they accept any authority that promises safety. That's how control works. Not with violence. With psychology. To survive underground, people followed rules that were cold but effective. 1. Silence is armor. The loud man becomes a target. The quiet man becomes invisible. 2. Never reveal weakness. If they see fear, they can control you. If they see sadness, they can exploit you. If they see anger, they can trigger you. A Stoic understands this. Your emotions are your exposed organs. 3. Trust systems, not people. Underground, friendship is temporary. When hunger arrives, morality disappears. 4. Stay small, think big. Dark psychology rule. If you stand out, you get crushed. If you stay unnoticed, you survive longer than everyone else. 5. If you don't have a plan, you become part of someone else's plan. Underground. The obedient stand in line. The strategic person controls the line. Cappadocia's underground cities teach one lesson that modern people hate to hear. A human can live under stone, but they can't live under uncontrolled emotion. The real prison isn't underground. The real prison is your own mind. 2 people can live in the same tunnel. One collapses from fear. One stays silent, watches, adapts. That's the difference. Not strength. Control. Because the underground rule is simple. If you can't control your emotions, you can't control your life. Don't become a slave to emotion. Control is power. Stay unreadable.